All right, hi everybody on the internet. I am Mackenzie Kelly. My Twitter handle is @mkelly007. You may have seen me tweeting recently about something called GamerGate under the GamerGate hashtag or the Not Your Shield hashtag. Today I'm actually with a good friend of mine, Romeo Rose. You may know him on the internet for a multitude of things, but today I'm here to discuss GamerGate with him and what it means to him, and then ask him a couple questions. I know there's been a lot of rumors and different things going on about the internet, so I figured we'd go right to the source and ask him exactly how he felt about some of the things I did or may have been done, and kind of some of his thoughts on it. So the first thing I want to ask him, I don't want to take up all this time talking myself, is how did you find out about GamerGate?
Well, I found out about it, I think pretty much like everybody else did, just coming up in the news stories on Yahoo and stuff like that, and I was like, GamerGate, what is that? Is that like Watergate or something like that?
Yeah.
And I like clicked on it, and I was like, I just couldn't believe that, you know, people were even having these debates and arguments and something over something like this. Couldn't believe it was even happening. It just seems so unreal.
Yeah, I think the most crazy thing to me is how our overall goal with GamerGate, the pro GamerGate people, we seem to all come together with a common goal of maintaining ethics in gaming journalism, but over that right now is like a shadow of doubt, a shadow of harassment and people who are threatening one another. Misogyny is one of the words that we talked about earlier, you and I. How do you feel about that?
I think what this is really what it really boils down to is a lot of people that are at the heads of this movement are not even gamers, so they're not even going to have the interest of gamers at heart. You know, they're using this as a platform to further their own personal agendas, and it's got nothing to do with the gaming industry. And I think that's sad because if they try to pass some kind of legislature or laws or something like that, it's going to limit people's freedoms in the gaming industry. I mean, games are supposed to be fun. And
Yeah.
that's what it's supposed to be about, is fun, not, you know, I mean, these people, I didn't grow, I mean, I played Mario when I was a kid, and I didn't look up to him as a role model or something like that, you know. I didn't become a plumber when I grew up or anything. I probably should have, because they make damn good money.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, it's like we're adults. I mean, I think there's a sticker on the game that says you have to be mature audiences, only 18 or older, to play a lot of these games that they're saying is sexist or misogynist or whatever. And that's just, you know, boys are going to be boys. That's part of males. It's called what I like to call, it's called having testosterone, you know. So I mean, you start taking away all these things, it's like, what are you trying to do? Like, dumb down to society and censor everybody? You know, why should everybody have a one world view? If you don't like the game, you don't have to play it.
Right.
You know? You don't have to let your kids play it.
And I love how you said that. If you don't like the game, you don't have to play it. I mean, I grew up playing Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Kart, like all these different games, and never once did I throw a banana peel out of my car like Stephen Colbert suggested, you know, because it's not real life. Real life is going by day to day, making a difference in other people's lives in a positive way. It's not playing Call of Duty for 12 hours a day and bang bang shoot 'em up games and not having a life. I think that if you get to that point, then obviously you probably need to seek help.
Yeah, some kind of chemical imbalance or something's going on there.
But as I've talked to other people about this before, video games is about escapism. If you go about your life and you know you want to get rid of some natural aggression and it's okay with you and your doctor or whoever you talk to, you can play a video game. But if it's something that's going to cause a trigger inside you to go out and do worse things, then you need to control that yourself. And as a society, I feel like we need to make sure that that's what happens. People don't go overboard.
Exactly. It's all about moderation, everything in moderation and balance. That's the key to life, is having a good balance, finding a happy medium, you know, and everything. Not locking yourself in a basement and playing World of Warcraft, you know, for 18 hours a day. You know,
Wow.
It's just an extension of life, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, why are we worried about sexism in games? I mean, we've got Pac-Man and we've got Miss Pac-Man, so why can't everybody be happy with that, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like there's something there for everybody, you know?
Right. So tell me about doxing, because the first time I ever heard of doxing was after I joined GamerGate, and I didn't even realize that it could have been considered doxing when it gave information about you to one other person. And I think doxing actually goes further than that, and hopefully you'll agree with me. Doxing is when you put everybody's shit on blast, like everywhere you can. You know, I mean, it wasn't right that I shared your personal information with that one individual, but I didn't go putting your phone number on Craigslist. I didn't have people showing up to your apartment unannounced. Like, you know, I kind of kept that between you and me for the most part, and blogs like blew it out of control.
Yeah, they totally made a mountain out of a molehill. You know, at first I didn't know what doxing was either. I had to Google it and read about it on Wikipedia. I was like, oh my god, doxing, like, what is this girl into? I mean, it sounds like some kinky stuff right there, like some kind of kinky fetish or something, doxing. I was like, what the hell is that? And I was like, oh, okay, it's just a new word. It seems like every day people have to come up with a new word for something. But no, you know, I gave you something, and then you know, I didn't expect it to be put into the hands of these people, but it's not what I would call doxing. You know, I would just say it was a mistake. You know, but it wasn't doxing. And it's like, to me, when I think of doxing, I think of like corporations, like you know, like espionage or something like that. Like you're stealing product information that's confidential and you're leaking it out to somewhere else where there's somebody can get a financial gain or something like that. You know, I mean, this is just like more of a slip of the tongue what happened between us. You know, so I think the whole doxing thing is just kind of silly. I think the whole all this controversy, I think, is like really kind of silly. I think what happens is that people like these feminazis and everything is
Did you just say feminazis?
I did, yeah.
Oh my gosh, people are gonna get so angry.
They are, but you know what I call that too, bringing it back around full circle again, is I believe in things of moderation and balance, and I don't have a problem with feminism, you know? I don't, what is that supposed to mean? I mean, I'm not against women, I've never said I believe women should make less money than men. I've never said that women shouldn't be allowed to vote. I mean, I've always said that we should have equal rights, you know? But what you have is you have people at the other end of the spectrum, the people that I call feminazi, that just take it too far and they're too extreme with it. So that's the people that I don't really like so much, you know. And those are the people that like to jump on bandwagons, you know, like this what we have right here, and they use it to further their own personal agendas.
Yeah. So I shared with you that video about. On the Colbert Report with Anita Sarkeesian.
Exactly, that's who I was referring to, yeah.
She would fit your definition of a feminazi.
For sure.
So now I would consider myself to be a feminist just because I believe in equal rights for women. I believe that women should have the same opportunities as men. I believe we should have the same pay. I believe that we should be treated the same. But I don't want to identify as a feminist because then I get put in the same box she does, and I'm crazy all of a sudden.
And you're not a crazy person at all. You're very open-minded and you're very feminine. You know, you're very beautiful and you're very feminine. You're like everything that a woman should be, in my mind. But you also have a strength that the feminist people expect you to have. You have strength to stand up for your rights. And that's another thing that I find is attractive. You have the perfect balance. You know, you're a very feminine person, but yet you're not afraid to get dirty and be a firefighter or whatever. You don't let anybody try to tell you what you can't do. You just do whatever you want to do. You don't worry about, oh, is this a man's job or I shouldn't do this, you know, because I'm a woman. You do whatever you want to do. You know?
And I feel like more women would feel empowered to do that. And I'm not saying I'm like the perfect person in the world, but
right, you said we were supposed to be role models.
Exactly.
You know, I thought mom and dad were supposed to be the role models.
Well, we won't talk about mom and dad.
Laura Kraft, I don't think was supposed to be your role model, right?
I'm not an archaeologist, so I know. But seriously, like, let's get back to that. I think that women should, if you feel like you're not being treated fairly or if you're treated unequally, that you should step out of that box and you should work towards making yourself a better person or going outside the lines. Like, don't color inside the line or the box that the anti-feminists tell you not to. You know, go outside of that and be like, hey, I can be a strong, powerful woman. I can be a firefighter. I can run in politics. I don't care what other people say about me because personally, I'm going to stick true to what I believe and what is right in my heart, and nobody can say anything about that.
And at the end of the day, that's all you can do is change yourself. You know, it's like be the change you want to see in the world, because when you change yourself and do all these ideals that you have and you follow through with them and make it manifest into a reality, then all people on the outside, they will see that and it will inspire them to do the same. And that's how you change the world. You don't change the world by trying to be some sort of dictator, trying to take away people's personal freedoms and try to say this has to be this way, this has to be that way. Don't expect video games to be the example for the youth to follow. You be the example for youth to follow. You know, you be the better person because you're the only person that you can change.
Yeah, and your real life too in that regard. Video games are video games. I mean, they're a game for a reason. So go out and play the game of real life and change the world, people. Like, go out and change the world because you can be a better person. And I think at the heart of it, there's ethics in video game journalism, but really, I mean, if you can be a better person and you can make the world a better place, then please go out and do that. Don't stay silent.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like you shouldn't take things so seriously. People in this world, they take the internet way too seriously. It's just entertainment. That's all the game is. It's an entertainment. It's an outlet, you know. And you know, it's the audience that are playing these games are not really the extreme feminists. It's little 13 and 14-year-old prepubescent boys that have a lot of testosterone in them and stuff, and they're playing these games and they want to shoot the guns and be violent and stuff like that. And there's a lot of people that speak out and think you shouldn't have guns in games and stuff.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to say, well, you know, it's like, I don't want to play a politically correct game because that's not going to be very fun.
Well, and a politically correct game's not going to sell either.
Exactly. I mean, there's a game out there for everybody, you know, so why are you trying to like put down people or try and, you know, label people? And that's another thing. There's people from all walks of life, you know, play these video games. You can't just stereotype them and say, oh, if you're a guy and you play video games, that means you're a misogynist and you're a sexist pig and all that. There's all kinds of people that play these games.
There are. And I think that's another thing to remember with GamerGate too. So I just want to say thank you very much for talking with me today.
It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Yeah, anytime. You're welcome back. I don't care what those blogs say about us. So I'll be posting more videos throughout GamerGate until a solution is found. Thank you again for joining us. Mackenzie Kelly here with Romeo Rose. Thanks so much.